I'm having a topical discussion to be considered today. The title of this topical discussion is violence and hate the solution to fix problems, or is peace and love the solution to fix problems? So here we go. 2 Timothy chapter 2 verse 3 reads, "Though therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Jesus Christ." Soldiers of Jesus Christ do not participate nor fight in their country's armed forces, because Jesus hath taught his soldiers not to kill their enemies, but to show love for their enemies. Matthew chapter 5 verse 44 reads, "Continue to love your enemies." Christ Jesus soldiers also aid their enemies with provisions. Romans chapter 12 verse 20, "But if your enemy is hungry, feed him. If he is thirsty, give him something to drink." Soldiers of Jesus are not war fighters, they are indeed peacekeepers. Romans chapter 12 verse 18, "Be peaceable with all men." A slave of the Lord do not put himself in a position to fight in his country's armed forces. 2 Timothy chapter 2 verse 24 reads, "But a slave of the Lord does not need to fight, but needs to be gentle toward all." Spiritual soldiers of Jesus Christ do not wage a physical warfare. 2 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 3, "For though we walk in the flesh, we do not wage warfare according to what we are in the flesh." However, the modern present country of Israel do have a fleshly army of their warfare. So modern day Israel do not apply these scriptures of 2 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 3, nor do they apply Matthew chapter 5 verse 44. However, modern day Israel weapons is fleshly, which means that they use their fleshly weapons to kill their enemies. So they are not showing love to their enemies by ending their lives, are they? However, the weapons of God's holy people are not fleshly. 2 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 4, "For the weapons of our warfare are not fleshly, but powerful by God for overturning strongly entrenched things." Modern day present Israel weapons belongs to the darkness, because they are fleshly weapons. But God's people have weapons that belongs to the light, because they are spiritual weapons. Romans chapter 13 verse 12 reads, "The night is well along, the day has drawn near. Let us therefore put off the works belonging to the darkness, and let us put on the weapons of the light." Let's say an Israel soldier and of his religion is for sure that he's a religious Israelite or Israeli, and it was time for him to engage in war with the enemy. This Israel or Israeli could be a Christian, but he engaged in war with the enemy. However, the enemy soldier he faced in war was also a Christian. They both go after it, and he killed him. So in this illustration of the two soldiers of both sides, one country facing a different country, but both the soldiers are Christian, the Israeli is Christian, and the other enemy of that other country is Christian. So they are Christians trying to kill one another. Would that not be works belonging to the darkness? Christian killing Christian on both sides of the war. Soon the war ended, and let's say this person had contact with his country, or with the other country, and he done research and he found out that he killed a fellow Christian. Wouldn't that be heartbreaking? However, that may not be the case, and that may be an impossible scenario to happen. But that could happen. You can find out the person he killed could be his own religion. See, this person once killed people with fleshly weapons. Now, her or his new self is using weapons of the light to help people draw close to the only one true God, because he find out that violence is not the way. So we can see now that this person put off the works belonging to the darkness and using the weapons of the light. So this soldier of Jesus Christ now share and give these weapons of light, or Bible publications, or the Holy Bible, to people who can change their lives around in the only one true God's ways. A physical army with its soldiers live off of violence and hate, but a spiritual army with a spiritual soldier lives off of love and peace. And this will conclude this topical discussion.